Last week progress was slow. However, we did manage to get a completion date out of Braam for our bus to overland vehicle conversion.
End of July, this vehicle will drive out here.
Yes.
There is a lot to do before then. A hell of a lot. But we are eating the elephant one bite at a time. It is a new week, it is a new day, and maybe, just maybe, we are going to be getting back to some bit of normality, and the challenges will be flying at us thick and fast. This week I'm really hoping that we start taking big leaps forward in the closing up of this driver's cab. That is really and truly something that's supposed to be happening for about the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we aren't quite there yet. Also this week I am waiting now, though it was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, it's past 9, for a guy by the name of Craig to lay our floor inside. Nikki's been off ill, and I just decided we got to get a guy in who can do it quickly, lay the floor and do the overhead stuff and sort all that out, so it's off our hands and we can carry on. But as I say, he's not here yet. Hopefully he gets here soon. But without any further ado, let's hop into this week's episode and see what we can show you. While waiting for the floor guy, I can show you that inside of the driver's cab has been sealed off with a magic substance that absorbs sound. I wish we could pluck some of this stuff over a few politicians' mouths. The material being put on the floor behind me is a stuff called acoustics. It's almost like a rubber bitumen based thing, but not. So you put it in place and then you use a heat gun to soften it, and then it sticks to the surface. It's apparently got incredible sound dampening and sound absorption properties. So we're doing a whole wall between the engine compartment and the driver's cab, as well as the floor area and that whole box that goes over the engine. So hopefully this will be really nice and quiet. The acoustics panels are fairly easy to work with. Where we really want to deaden the sound, we place extra layers of this product. Obviously, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. Hopefully our driver's cab will be quiet enough so that Merc and I can whisper sweet nothings to each other while cruising the highways and byways of Southern Africa. Speaking of sweet nothings. Okay, so early on in my insert I am going to have a little rant. The guy who was going to be here at 9 o'clock to start laying our floor was not here at 9 o'clock. So I phoned him at 9:15 to see, is he on his way? He hasn't even left home. He's like, oh, my guys haven't pitched today. And I said, you know what? Stay at home, bro. And it's such a pity that this happens again and again and again and again with guys down here on the lower south coast of KwaZulu-Natal. It's almost as though there's a huge amount of work for these guys, and there's not. But those have got no pride, they've got no respect, and they will obviously just want to sit on their asses at home and do bugger all. And so if you are not going to even bother to phone me and say that there is a problem, I don't want you to work for me, and I do not want to give you my money. So we are back to Nikki, who is hopefully feeling well enough to carry on the inside. We know he can do the job. I was hoping this other guy could do it quicker. Not to be. We will go back to our stalwart, reliable Nikki. Nikki has been off for over a week, and we missed the big guy's presence. We are working from the top down, so Nikki has started placing the cladding on the overhead storage bins. A task easier said than done. The panels need to fit perfectly, and Nikki needs to sand millimeters off in places in order to do just that. Only then can Nikki glue the panels into place. Well, thank goodness that Braam asked Nikki to do a little test with the glue before we just went and slapped it on all of our very expensive flooring. So the test was, we took Jenkem and we took a stuff called sticks like SH star T, and it does stick like SH star T. The Jenkem if you look here, lifts the rubber off the back of the actual board. So if we had Gooi Jenkum all the way through, it would have been a serious train smash. It is a slow, laborious task that needs the patience of a saint. Maybe we should finally give Nicky his Meraaai name. His days of being Chris's mini-me are over. We Meraaai christen him Saint Nick. Saint Nick has blessed us with a good start to the overhead cladding in the rear of Meraaai. And up front, the panels for the speakers are in place. Saint Nick's pa, Markeplan Chris, is hard at work just below those panels. Chris has started working on the accelerator, brake and clutch pedals. He has made new shafts and plates for the clutch and brake pedals. The rubber covers for the plates' origins remain a mystery. I have no idea where Chris gets all these bits and pieces from. I reckon he walks around the parking lot at the local spa. If you've left your window open, he leans through and he will huck those little things off your pedals and bring them and put them in Meraaai. The end result is large, user-friendly foot pedals. I cannot wait for the day that I apply a wee bit of pressure to that baby on the far right and get her to roar. I cannot wait. Meraaai is going to be one of those chicks with a big voice. She's going to have a big voice. So we've got like a really good hooter up front, but then also for when reversing, you know, we got one of those little beep beep things to warn people to get the hell out of the way. And then I got thinking there will be nothing more irritating than at like 4:30, 5 o'clock when you fire her up early in the morning in the dead quiet of some beautiful game park or something, and you have this bah, 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 and everybody just freaks out. So we're going to put a little override switch on that rear beep beep so I do not upset the neighbors when we're reversing around at 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Philip. It's a pleasure. Another safety measure are our front and rear cameras. Off-Grid Donald has fitted a switch that allows us to flick between the two cameras at will. We originally had the rear camera connected to the reverse gear, but decided to place it on a separate switch to make the front or rear selection a simple process. Still with safety issues, Chris is also busy sticking rubber strips onto our ladder and spare wheel bracket at Meraai's cute rear end, so we don't slip and come tumbling down while deploying our awning. Staying at that sexy rear end, Braam is finalizing the spare wheel mount. We have spent a lot of time on this bracket, and the end result is awesome. At this stage, we have decided to fit a single spare wheel. We can now finally see if our customized spare wheel cover fits. It looks awesome and is a teeny bit loose, but we will sort that out soon. And then there is this. Many months ago, I bought a braai made by Frontrunner to fit over the spare wheel. And so now the cover was a little bit big, but now we've put the braai in place, and now we will check how snug the cover fits. Hopefully it fits, otherwise I've got to find somewhere else for the damn braai. The damn braai does give the cover a few odd lumps and bumps. However, the braai is a must-have, a necessity. We can make it look pretty some other time. I'm going to have to get hold of our mate Smoo. You'll remember he's the guy who covered the dash and has done some very, very good upholstery work for me to make some sort of cover for our winding mechanism on our winch. There's some pretty big gaps here. Anybody who's driven those hectic roads in the Kalahari will know that the vortex behind the vehicle will suck dust right in there. So I do need to get some sort of cover made for that, and I think Smoo's the oak to ask. A phone call later and Smoo is on site. He has a little bag of tricks with him and he works quickly. Unlike the guy who said he could do our floor in 3 hours, Smoo takes his work seriously and is proud of his work, and he does a good job. He's busy made like a template for the cover mechanism, but the final thing will be made of this stuff, which is a black ripstop canvas. So yeah, and it'll do the job, and it'll do the job well. Life is so much more pleasant when you work with people who are good at what they do and are passionate about what they do. Barely a day later and our man Sbu has delivered, and it looks fantastic. That is how you do business. We made this one and the little cover, not even 24 hours. The covers are simple, functional and well made. Something else that is well made is Meraaai's gorgeous bonnet. You may remember that not so long ago, Meraaai gave Braam a big clap on his head and drew blood, and because of that now this is in place, and it's just a support rod which sort of hooks in. It's secured at the top. You just pop in a little hole here and it'll clip up over there, so when you open the bonnet this can keep it in place. We just got to find some springs or something to help us get the bonnet up to this position, because this bonnet is heavy, man. It's heavy. We have no idea what the bonnet weighs, but in the near future we will be hauling Meraaai to a weighbridge for her weigh-in. This will need to happen before her roadworthy. At this stage, that weigh-in is but a dream. Our dash, however, is a dream that has become a reality. Behind me, Chris is busy putting our dashboard into its final position. He's had to sort of manipulate the whole bottom support structure so everything fits snug and there's nothing sticking out below the dash. So this is the final stages of the main dash installation. The steering shaft has also not been secured into place yet. A few tweaks, a coat of sealant, and voila, one steering shaft secured. Well, that's about it for this week. One of those slow, steady weeks. Yeah, progress. We are making progress. A slow, steady progress. And actually lots going on. So, yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm thrilled that we have a definite date, delivery date, according to Braam, end of July. So yeah, but before I go, I just need to bounce something off you guys. Talk load shedding. We go from stage 6 to stage 1 overnight. Now, I smell a rat. You know, one of those big slimy rats that runs around the sewers and sometimes comes out of your toilet bowl? I smell one of those. I don't know why, but it just doesn't make sense. But not much that our government does makes any sense. So anyway, yeah, on that conundrum, it's a conundrum. I would like to thank you for watching and thank you for the support. Please, guys, you must look after your loved ones, look after your possessions, and protect yourselves, and above all, keep safe. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You will find us under A Dream Called Meraaai. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.